Hello and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today we're just, after last week's catastrophe, we're just sitting on a planet, enjoying the view. There's some really nice places in this, and we're not too far from Sol at the minute. I think we're a couple of jumps away. Well, again, depending on your ship. But some of the places in this galaxy are just phenomenal. And this is one of my favourite. What am I doing here? This is Monday, so this probably won't be up for a week, so this would be like a week behind. Yesterday we were here because the broadcast were doing fighter races here. I never actually managed to get in to do that because I've been during the beta I spent hours on this particular planet looking for some of the new points of interest. I've been really looking forward to some of the new surface features. I never found any of them. Didn't find anyone, and then I've come back since then, since its release. I at least once or twice a week come back to this planet and have a look around again and again. Never found them. And then yesterday, while I was trying to get into the instance to do some fighter racing around the canyons, it's just nuts. They come up with the best ideas, those guys. I found them, and I was torn because I wanted to do racing, but I've been looking for these damn things. I know. Do you know what's even more annoying? I stuck it in Discord in chat. I've been like looking for these things for hours looking for these damn points of interest, and someone said, "Oh yeah, they're right near, they're close by." Like as casual as anything. It's like, oh, everyone else seemed to freaking know about them, but I found them by fluke, just by coincidence. So had I not come here for the broadcast, I wouldn't have found them. So thanks to them guys. It's just it's another thing ticked off my list. Anyway, should we take a look at them? Let's go and see what there is to see. Oh, but certainly the planet orbits every like 60 seconds or something. No, in fact, the planet doesn't orbit. We orbit the planet every 60 seconds. But obviously, it looks like it's orbiting us, but it's not. It's around 60 seconds anyway, 50 odd, something like that. So once a minute, you go through a day-night cycle. Well, you don't. You go through an eclipse every 60 seconds. The day-night cycle doesn't take long either, though. It's fairly quick. So let's get the rover out. I haven't actually checked yet. I logged out last night because I had to go off and do stuff. So I logged out, and if these aren't persistent, if these things roam around like they just pop up in random places, I've done a complete intro for nothing. So to give myself a bit of a chance, I pointed the nose in the direction I need to go. Somewhere around here is the edge. I'm a bit nervous now because if they're not here after all the searching, and then I didn't want to leave them last night. I was sticking around guarding them. No, they're mine. But everyone knows about them anyway, apparently, from what I got from Discord. It's like, oh, here we are. There we are. Oh, thank God for that. I was a little bit worried that they weren't going to be here. Let's go over to this one, is it? And the reason I wanted to find them on this planet is because you get to see them in the dark and then in the light again. Well, providing there's light on them, because they're down in ravines, or this one's in a. It's not a crater, is it? It's oh yeah, we'll worry about that later. You get to see them going through like a mini day-night cycle, if you know what I mean. I'm going to have a bit of trouble getting back out of here again. I think I might have to bring the Anaconda down. If I've got the right pilot in, because if I've got the good one, she'll get as close to me as possible. Still going? Oh, apparently we're rolling down. That's cool. That's good. We'll just get down there. How we get down there is not really important. It's the fact that we get down there. And mind you, I would quite like to be able to keep your breakfast down if totally possible. But I've lost where I'm going now. So anyway, that was the ship just flying away, because I got stuck like a spider in the bath. I fell into what can only be described as a bowl. Well, it was a jagged bowl, because obviously the bowl was big. I couldn't quite get out. I managed to thrust enough just to stay over the top, so I got a glimpse of the geysers, and then I'd fall back down again. I called in the Anaconda, but it wasn't big enough for her to get close enough for me to get the boarding option. So I ended up self-destructing, and then I managed to find, after a little bit of mucking around, I managed to find a place to land the Anaconda and just bring myself straight down here. So that's Scalar. No, it is Scalar. I got it right the first time. Yes, you could have me in tribunal if I'm not careful. Right, so I'm here. I've made it, and I am so happy. I was just about to say months of search. It feels like months of search. In fact, it might well have been a month of searching. Well, it was, because the beta was up for a month. I was looking for all of that. I mean, I did the other stuff as well, but I always came back to look into these things. So anyway, let's sit back and take a look at these things. Do you know, I think I really am a fanboy, because I just sat here for a frighteningly long time just watching. And I could probably still sit here and just watch. But we have other things to do. There was something else on the planet I was spotted that I decided to go and take a look at. It'll pop up on the screen in a minute. Search zone habitation. What's all that about? There was two of them, and so we're going to go and have a look at one of them. So we took off, we've left the Geysers behind. So we found one of the new surface features, which it took me frigging long enough, but now it looks like this is another one. It's not something I've noticed before. Maybe I just wasn't looking. But I figured we'd go in and take a look and see what it's about. I've got no missions open, so it's got nothing to do with that. It's just a random thing. They might well be all over the place, but I'll say if they are, I just haven't noticed them. I've been doing other things or for whatever reason, but I thought I'd come in and take a look and see exactly what it is. It's got, well, if the fact that it's showing up, I was on the other side of the planet, and it was coming up as a target just like the base. At first I thought it was actually in orbit, but oh, it's moved. Okay, so am I going to be chasing this thing around? It's not ideally the planet to be. The one drawback with this particular planet, this moon, is the fact that you do go through eclipses every 60 seconds. Which can be a little bit problematic if you're trying to come into land. Now, I'm not saying I've had incidents of objects just jumping out on me when I've come out of an eclipse, but in fact I'm not going to say anything at all. Now, to be fair, even with your lights on, by the time you actually see anything, you're generally too late. You're gonna hit it. I'm just saying. So hopefully we'll come out of the eclipse. The ground is going to be close. Looking at the there it is. It's always worrying when that happens. So we're going to pan round. I think it moved again, didn't it? It's now behind us. So let's move on in there. It's a structure. Now I'm going to be careful with these, because I'm going to keep an eye out in case there's any ships sort of landed on the ground. Because one thing with some of the new features I have found of the odd POB, I did in fact at the time I didn't even realise it was one of the new POBs. It was a satellite, so I went in and I scanned it because you got the data point, and then I heard a ship take off, and then I started getting attacked. So I quickly got back to the Anaconda and went straight for him, and he was clean. So I'm not quite sure what I'd done, but I definitely upset him. But he wasn't wanted, so whatever I did wasn't illegal. I think I scanned something and I shouldn't have done, and I'm being scanned now. What am I being scanned by? It's an adder, so see, he's moving, so he's going to be in the air. Did he just pass him through? Yeah, he just went over the top, and he's just gone dark. Yeah, right. So as soon as the eclipse is over, we're going to get this thing landed and get it underground before, so I haven't got to do it in the dark. But it's quite well lit up, that this point of interest. Oh, the habitation search zone. But what? Search for what? What's going to be here? It looks like there's a data point there. Anything of interest on the floor? Or is there going to be an opportunity to maybe to get some, was it the firmware you can get from, I think one of the materials for the engineers, is that going to be down here? I don't know. It just seems like it stood out on the map quite well, so you kind of hope that there'll be something of interest here, or maybe that's just some of the bigger points of interest to show up like that now. Maybe, yeah. It's not persistent because obviously I don't think it's persistent because it was moving around, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden it spawned in. So there's the data point. There's canisters, bio waste. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about those. I suppose there'd be, would they, I don't know, are they all going to be bio waste? They all look that colour, like the browny colour, they're not the, yeah, they're all bio waste. Okay, so apart from the data point, it doesn't appear anything else around. It's very odd. I'm not quite sure what the significance of these things are. It's just somewhere to come and see though, so. I suppose with other ones maybe they'd have different materials. I just happened to get one which had bio waste. Maybe they'd have gold, or maybe that amount of platinum would be quite handy, I must admit, especially now that you haven't necessarily got to mine the platinum anymore. You can get that from points of interest. I've done it a few times now. In fact, I haven't had to go out mining for platinum for a while, which is still something I need to get doing, just to find out roughly whether mining's worth has increased in money, I suppose, in terms of what you earn. But I think you need quite a bit. So what we'll do is we'll do a quick lap around the area then and see. Apart from the data point, doesn't appear to be. I can't really see what the significance of the. Considering you can see it around the other end of the map. I mean, it's calling you here for something, but maybe I'm missing it. I can't see what. Is something supposed to happen, or there's a door. You know what? Have you seen the new trailer for? They released a trailer a few days ago for Elite Dangerous. I think to coincide with the PlayStation 4. For a while now, I've been saying to my friends, I think the mystery update is going to be walking around. Everything seems to point in that direction. Obviously, the start of Horizons, we got landing on planets, picking up materials, and the introduction to crafting, and then the engineers. So that expanded on the crafting, and then it moved into obviously we got the ship fighters, and then we got the avatars, and then multi-crew. For me, the next step is to get up and walk around. And then they released a trailer of a commander standing in, it looked like a cockpit of a Cobra. So for me, that's what it's going to. Now that's pure speculation. I don't know anyone connected or anything with Frontier. I have absolutely no connection with them whatsoever. I've never spoken to any of them. I've never So it's purely how I think, but I have mentioned it to a few friends. I haven't. It's the first time I've mentioned it on YouTube, but that's what I think it's going to be. Thing is, people are saying, "Oh, maybe it's the Fargoids," but that's going to be for elite players, for the standard elite players as well. There's no way they could separate the two. If one gets it, so with the other. So anyway, there doesn't seem to be much here. So we're going to move on. I figured I'd head back to the Geysers and take one more look at them, but I overshot a little bit, and we will take a look at where they are a little bit on the planet shortly. But I found these, and I think what are these? Are these ephemerals? I wasn't looking for them. I wasn't expected to find them. I've had the hat trick today. So I found 3 points of interest in the last 24 hours. I found the Geysers, obviously. The searchable zone, and when I came back to re-find the Geysers, and I know where they are on the planet, I made a note of it, but I overshot a little bit on my when I was dropping out, and stumbled into these. So feeling very lucky at the moment. I might buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. So, and these ones are rather not quite as spectacular when they're in eclipse, but they are still very, very nice, and I'm very happy to have found. I think they're more organic than the other things, and there are what looks like if we shoot that turns into a material, and there are different variations as well. So we shot the crystalline cluster, and it turned into a material, which obviously you can use for engineering and for crafting. So it's all very handy. It's all very good. So you actually can get a little bit from them as well, but frankly, I just like the fact that they're here. Frankly, it's if you stay here long enough, they tend to smoke up, and then it sort of dies off, and then you'll see other ones plume up. Right then, so let's have a look on the map. This is where we are now, and we've got the base to the south of the moon. We've got that light blue area, so you can kind of use that as a marker. And then if you get to, you can go up, and then right here, if you look, I don't know if you can see that, but if you can get a clearer picture of that on big screen, hopefully you'll see there's a series of ravines there, and they kind of take on the shape of, to me anyway, it looks like a little scorpion edged into the side of the planet. Well, that's where we were when we found the first lot of Geysers, and obviously I didn't get to take part in the race, but frankly, if I had to make that decision again, I was gutted that I missed the race, but I was very happy that I found them the Geysers. So, and then frankly, the last, and then finding the new ephemerals and the other point of interest, it's been a very interesting 24 hours in the lead for me.